Welcome, kind and esteemed viewers. This is your bestie, Lady Feemy Chatterington. Are you ready for the latest dose of saucy scandal amidst the illustrious ton? Do get comfortable and join me for a spell. Pour yourself a cup and let's sip on some hot English tea together. And please, don't be shy when tempted to reach for the biscuit tray. Sometimes you need something a little sweet to wash away the naughty from your palate. My dearest besties, London's high society has been abuzz with whispers of scandal and intrigue as of late, has it not? Lean in closer and prepare your ears, and perhaps grab a handkerchief, because I believe the update I have for you will certainly bring a happy tear to your eyes. As you know, at the centre of the most recent scandal was the shy but lovely Miss Clarissa Turner, the Duke of Somerset's beautiful daughter. It was her first season, and she had easily been the envy of the ton upon her betrothal. But then, the most shocking turn of events, unfortunately, left her the subject of pity and insatiable gossip. Her betrothal to the charming but notorious rake, Lord Wright, had ended in utter disgrace. During the reading of their marriage banns at St. George's Parish, a heavily pregnant woman had stood up, her presence revealing Lord Wright's scandalous affair with the widow Griffin. The parish erupted in shock, and in a flash, Clarissa's dreams for her future crumbled right before her eyes. Poor girl. I can only imagine how dreadful the spectacle of such an event must have been for her. The shame, the embarrassment of the entire situation. Well, it seems her father, the well-respected Duke of Somerset, has been hard at work as of late, determined to restore his daughter's honour by marrying her off to an eligible suitor of qualified rank and wealth. However, he has been extremely adamant that it must be with an impeccably honourable man, lest a similar scandal repeat itself. The Duke, who for many years had friendly connections to the late Earl of Norfolk, saw the perfect opportunity to clear the stain of scandal from his household via Lord Jonathan Hawke, the newly titled Earl of Norfolk, a most handsome young man from a family he has long respected. Jonathan has spent the majority of his young adulthood away from the ton and travelling abroad. However, he has recently returned from his travels to claim his title after his uncle's death, and also to seek a wife. Apparently, he is most eager to marry and settle into his duties at the tender age of 25. I dare say, kind viewers, it is apparent both parties have something positive to gain from this serendipitous arrangement. Lord Hawke will gain a lovely wife of noble breeding, and the Somerset household will remove the smudge of scandal associated to their name via the union of both their households. A more formidable match within the ton, as of now, I cannot name. It is said Clarissa, though still heartbroken over the unfortunate circumstances regarding her former betrothed, did not hesitate to agree to her father's plan. She understood his position and knew that her own prospects were likewise limited after the public debacle with Lord Wright. News has travelled fast of Miss Clarissa's first meeting with the handsome Lord Jonathan Hawke. When the Earl of Norfolk arrived at the Duke's estate, his carriage pulling up the long gravel drive, Miss Clarissa peered out from the drawing-room window, her heart pounding with nervous excitement. And when Jonathan stepped out, she realised he was even more handsome than she was originally told. His presence was commanding and confident. He wore a tailored suit that accentuated his broad frame, and his eyes, a striking shade of green, gleamed in the sun as he scanned his surroundings with keen interest. As he was shown into the drawing-room, Clarissa stood to greet him, curtsying gracefully. Jonathan bowed, his gaze meeting hers with a mixture of curiosity and admiration for her beauty. "Miss Turner," he said, his voice warm and soothing, "I have heard nothing but commendable things about you. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance." "The pleasure is mine, Lord Norfolk," she replied, her voice steady despite her nerves. They sat, and the Duke made polite conversation to ease the awkward tension between the newly acquainted pair. Jonathan spoke of his travels, describing the exotic lands he had seen and the adventures he had undertaken. Clarissa listened intently, captivated by his tales. He was unlike anyone she had ever met, worldly, intelligent, and seemed genuinely kind. As their discussion progressed, the Duke suggested a brief but meaningful courtship prior to any nuptials taking place. He wanted to be cautious, and he gave Miss Clarissa the option that, if she should for some reason have doubts, she could withdraw from the arrangement at any time if she so chose to. Lord Hawke readily agreed to this condition. It is said that over the recent weeks, Jonathan and Clarissa's connection has steadily grown stronger with each encounter. Jonathan had come to admire Clarissa's grace and resilience, while she found solace in his sincere kindness and natural charm. It was on a late afternoon, as they walked through the estate's gardens, that a servant tending the flower beds overheard the pair as they passed a blooming rose bush. Jonathan turned to Clarissa, his expression serious yet tender. "Clarissa," he began, taking her hand in his, "I know our match was arranged under trying circumstances, but I want you to know that I am loyal and seek to forge a life with you. I respect and admire you greatly." Clarissa's eyes swelled with emotion. "Jonathan," she said softly, "I do believe we can find happiness together. You have shown me much kindness, patience, and compassion when I needed it most." He lifted her hand to his lips, pressing a gentle kiss to her knuckles. "Then let us leave the past behind and look forward to our future together," he stated with conviction. My dear viewers, I don't believe a happier conclusion to this tale could exist. It seems that fortune has indeed favoured Miss Clarissa beyond any of the Tun's expectations. The wedding of Miss Clarissa Turner and Jonathan Hawke, the Earl of Norfolk, was a grand affair. The Tun marvelled at their match, and I must say, any scandal that once threatened to ruin Miss Clarissa is thankfully now thoroughly thwarted. Despite the pain of her past, she has found a love that appears to be honest and devoted after all. In the end, the Duke of Somerset's plan to restore his daughter's honour has not only succeeded, but has given her the chance at true, lasting happiness. We should all relish in her newfound joy and brand new beginning. Because should any of us find ourselves in a similar circumstance, we can only hope that fortune would show her mercy and bless us too with such a serendipitous outcome. Let us learn from Clarissa's example and trust that fortune has a way of disposing of the refuse in our lives to bring us what is truly meant to be. This is all the gossip I have for now, friends. I'm positive there will be more to share soon. So until we meet again, keep your teacups full and your ears open, because the Tun never ceases to provide an infinite supply of saucy scandal. And I wouldn't live up to my namesake if I never shared it with you now, would I? All is fair in love and war, they say. Until next time, my dears.